What's good, YouTube? Men of Steel here, and this video will be on the expert solo battle number 2 of 5 from Crimson Blaze expansion, Mega Charizard Y. And although my thoughts on it as part of the meta have been well documented, I have to honestly respect it in the confines of this challenge. On this channel, we take on these solo battles with the intentions of using the specified type and no EX Pokemon, thus turning what could be a simple and easy solo battle into quite the problem. Before we begin, I'd like to ask y'all to please consider subscribing, as we are so close to 2,000 subscribers at the time of this recording, and hitting that number before the end of the year is something I could have never believed or imagined back in January. So whether you're a new or a returning viewer, thank you so much. And with that, let's look back at the solo battle. I always start by breaking down the deck that we're facing, which quite frankly is borderline the real deal in terms of like, this is what's being ran by like most Charizard players in like tournaments. Granted, they usually use a non-EX Charizard instead of Torkoal for the Ori out, and there might be a tech choice here and there, but for all intents and purposes, Torkoal fills the gap just fine, and in the context of our challenge, it actually poses a bigger threat than if it was just another Charizard. Their strategy is quite simple, as what they want to do is lead with either Entei or Torkoal and have a bench Charmeleon, ramp it up to 2 so they can start attacking one turn sooner. And since we're using an all grass deck, that means more often than not they'll be swinging for 80 to 90 damage way before we even get a chance to evolve. When it comes to their trainer cards, Leaf makes any stall tactics pretty futile. Like, we can't just like Sabrina or Repel in hopes that all their energies like get all awkward, because they'll just go Leaf, bring back the guy they already had, and start swinging. Sabrina forces us to have at least 2 bench Pokemon, especially if we're trying to build a threat in the back, because otherwise they'll just bring it right out with Sabrina, and then we're back at square at nothing, and usually that just means a loss or a scrap. We have to go on and try again. Copycat punishes us for letting our hand get too big. Patch makes them go from no follow-up to a board clearing power in like a blink of an eye. They'll go from like, okay, we got rid of their Entei, they got nothing going on, and they'll just go like evolve a Charmeleon, patch energy, and the Charizards are like clearing you. Like, it's crazy like what kind of hands they pull out of nowhere. And the Soul Cape is their only form of HP manipulation. They're not playing heals or anything, but it does just enough to like get a lot of their Pokemon outside of the range. Like, their Entei gets out of like that 140 range that we usually hit with the Pokemon that we'll be using. The Mega Charizard gets even harder to take down, so hopefully they don't see Cape when we're going against them, but it's not the end of the world either. All in all, this deck is very solid and consistent at doing what it aims to do. The only shortcomings it truly has is that they'll use Sabrina if they have a knockout on your bench, whether or not the threat is in front of them or not. Like, they'll, even if like what's threatening them is right in front of them, if they're not able to knock it out, but you have something they can knock out on the bench, they will go for it with the Sabrina. So that's something to keep in mind. And then the other thing is, like, they'll use their patches randomly. They'll charge a Torkoal all the way to 4 energy for no reason, but they don't do it consistently enough, or there's no real way to like manipulate it. It's just like at times you might put a bench Pokemon so that they, in hopes that they Sabrina it, but it's nothing like that we could bank on. Ultimately, the strategy that can actually take on the solo battle, given the parameters of no EX and all grass, are pretty limited. Thus, I went with Meowscarada with Pheromosa. If you saw my video on how to take down the Mega Blaziken, you might be familiar with the strategy. With some tweaks and an updated deck building theory, we were able to adjust the list to the best of our ability, and generally I feel like this will be the best way to go about taking down the Mega Charizard deck. Before I even begin to break it down, I do believe it's important to point out that there will be hands our opponent produces that are just like way too much of a high roll, and our strategy will fall flat. So like, there'll be, I feel like I'm getting ahead of the comments. They're saying like, oh, this deck does not work, whatever. Like, trust me, there will be games where this Charizard just goes crazy. Hopefully you don't have to face those games and you just one and done this challenge, but the average game should be salvageable, and our deck is more than capable of taking it down. Meowscarada continues to be one of the least energy hungry yet most powerful non-EX cards that Grass has access to. However, its 130 damage on EX Pokemon does fall short of the Entei's 140 and much shorter from Mega Charizard Y's 220. Thus, our best lead is actually Pheromosa, that with the 20 to the active and the bench starts to chip away at the opponent, putting all of their Pokemon in range of Meowscarada after a hit or two. The most important card for this strategy to work is actually Leaf Cape. By pumping Pheromosa's HP to 100, you're able to tank attacks from Charmeleon, Entei, and Torkoal, allowing in most cases Pheromosa to get in at least twice, which would put Torkoal into 60, which is enough range to knock it out. It'll put in Mega Charizard to 180, which if it knocks out the Pheromosa, then it goes down to 130, so Pheromosa can knock that out as well. Just with one hit though, it makes Entei get in line, unless they have the cape, in which case those 2 hits actually matter. The double Cyrus is for both consistency and like seeing it more often, and also the rare occasion when you need to knock out 2 different bench pieces to win the game. You could throughout the game spread out the Pheromosa damage rather than just focus on one thing, and then the double Cyrus makes it where like maybe you take on an Entei from here and then like a Charmander from over there, and it'll depend on like the situation. Just having the double Cyrus allows you to have that option available. Copycat and May add some much needed consistency, as the deck has a lot of moving parts, while Geo allows Meowscarada to hit that 140 range on Entei without the use of Pheromosa, so like having that also helps. Ultimately, every card in this deck serves a pivotal role in taking down the Mega Charizard deck. I tried a handful of other strategies like Quick Growth and a copy of Florigado, or even a Decidueye line, among others. However, none of them rose to the occasion more than the one I'm presenting to you. With that, I'll leave y'all with some example gameplay that I cannot stress is very important to watch, especially if you're struggling to take down Charizard even after using my list. So thank y'all for watching. Please consider subscribing, and above all else, stay pro. Alright, going first. Not ideal, not perfect. Like, regardless of whether you go first or second, there's some like hands they could draw that just cook us completely. Starting Charmander is actually like probably the best for us, whether first or second, right? I guess we go Pokeball. Doesn't really matter, right, at this point. Like the fact that as I'm saying this, I'm like, maybe what I'm missing is like an X speed or something like that, but we'll see. Like something that lets us go into Pheromosa without wasting the energy that we use. They only have Sabrina, so like taking a hit early doesn't really affect us, so that could have also been a copycat turn, but we could copycat here now. Right. I was like, we would really like a cape here. Ooh. Because even if they go Charmeleon now, they're just at... Although there's a world where we could have done it the other way around, that's fine. Because a cape, Pheromosa takes 2 hits to knock out. So we would have backed out into Pheromosa. They hit us once. No, actually, no. We would have been way too behind. Let's go... Double check. Yeah. Cry for help. This is not guaranteed, but it's high chance of seeing Meowscarada. Yeah. Now, if they evolve, obviously, it gets a little tough. But if they don't evolve, then this Charmander's cooked. Let's see your Leaf. Okay, so they're most likely gonna go into Charmeleon, charge Entei. Yeah. So now Entei's gonna swing for 80. So good thing we have the cape up front. If we could top deck Geo, that'd be beautiful. Never mind, doesn't matter anymore. What possible? The energy in the back actually helps us. Because now we could do that play I was talking about where we back out actually instead of committing. So let's go. Oof. So we took 80. So technically we could take another 80. So that might actually be the play here. But if we go down to 5 cards in hand, then we could copycat once again. Or we could research. Which these 2 Cyruses won't be worth much yet. So I'm leaning towards going copycat first, so let's go. I'm going towards the front because, again, we can take another hit of 80 here. They have no way of going to 4 next turn because of the way they put the energy, because they committed to the Charmeleon here. So yeah, let's go copycat here. Right, another cape is good. We'll put it over here. So now if that's Sabrina, we don't give away the point. We just tank with Pheromosa. The only unfortunate part here is that we still haven't seen Geo, and that's... Yeah, because Geo on the Pheromosa would be huge. Leaf. I don't know if they're actually going to run away, or if it's just... Okay. They don't have anything to... Interesting. Okay. Obviously, they could just knock us out now with the Torkoal if they had the situation to do so. What we do have an option here to do is backing out to Pheromosa, bringing out Entei, and tagging. Like we could bring out Entei and get the knockout, or we could go Pheromosa tag Torkoal here. Probably, yeah. I guess it saves us on the Cyrus. Let's do this one. Let's go research instead. Okay, there's the Geo. The main's pretty terrible. Our hand being this big is also terrible because they play copycat, but it's fine. Unfortunately, if they do play Sabrina, we're gonna have to give away one of those Privatitos. But we're in a situation where I think the most important damage has been done already. Yeah, they have no way of knocking us out next turn outside of no. Okay, now that Entei doesn't matter. Sabrina, yeah, tough, but we'll sacrifice this one. Although, how guaranteed? Actually, low key it could have been. Not, it's not guaranteed, right? Actually, no, it would have been. Like we guarantee Meowscarada next turn, but it's fine. We could have given away the one that was already hurt. Is what I'm trying to get at. And we wouldn't have to fear Torkoal. Hindsight stuff though. Yeah. And if you're wondering why it's guaranteed, it's because the last 3 cards are literally Pheromosa, Meowscarada, and Pokeball, so it would have gotten us the card regardless. Luckily for us, let's go here. We could just get rid of May. Actually, no, let's do Cyrus here. And guarantee the knockout this way. Although, I guess on the Torkoal would have been just as well. Yeah, in hindsight, we could have just let the... We could have just hit the Torkoal straight up. It would have been at 60 HP, and that way Meowscarada still finishes out regardless. Flame Patch. Into Charizard. And this would be scary if we just didn't have the Cyrus anyways, but yeah. I guess this way that we played it also wasn't bad, because let's say we didn't have all the damage yet on the Torkoal, then this turn we could deal it one more, and then both of them are Cyrusable, but it's all good. We just go Cyrus, grab the Entei. And that's why we're playing double Cyrus. You want to manipulate the board as much as possible, although we did confirm it was unnecessary to do so, but swing, and just like that we get it. Again, that one was, if I'm not mistaken, that was going first, right? Again, both of them are kind of awkward depending on how you draw. Pheromosa leaves better, but honestly, this is one of the most awkward starts that we had, and we were able to finish it out, close it out, I mean. So let's go to example number 2. Hopefully it's more clear-cut to what the usual experience is versus this deck, so let's jump right to it. Alright, going first again. Let's see here. Just the Pheromosa. Luckily, we do have Copycat to reset our situation. Charmander leads probably, again, like I mentioned, in our best interest. Although without a cape, we're still in danger, right? Because they'll go charge Charmander pass, we go Pheromosa attack for 20, and then they follow it up with a Charmeleon that gets boosted all the way up, and we didn't draw nothing. Alright, so really hoping to find cape with our next 3 draws, because we get off the top and we get the research. Okay, they're going Leaf. Doesn't change anything. Like, now, what it changes is that they don't even need the Charmeleon, but we still need Cape. So let's see here. Sprigatito, that's not it. Research, give me Cape. There it is. Oh. Now it's a different decision. Which is, do we respect Sabrina? Which, honestly, as much as I want to, we can't afford to, because... we could have. But if they don't have Sabrina, we're so ahead here, so... Okay. I don't even want to live, dude. Just swing. Okay, perfect. I just know Sabrina me, dude. Granted, if they Sabrina us now, we're just as much in just as much danger. Although we could bring out Charmeleon, and that protects Meowscarada. Interesting situation. Although it only protects us. It could for a bit actually, right? Definitely go energy here. Oof. There's also like research. If research gets into basic, then it doesn't matter. But if we Cyrus out this Charmeleon, the Charmeleon itself can't attack for a while. Okay, I think it's the safest. It's a safer bet. Worst case scenario, they leave again, bring out the Entei, and then Pheromosa's down, and then we take full control of the game. So worst case scenario is best case scenario. Actually, like it's like a win-win if we by doing it this way. I did not expect that at all. That's a different angle altogether. Copycat 2 for 2, we're okay with that. Could have left the Entei in the active, I guess. Giant's Cape wear. Makes sense. May guarantees like a backup Pheromosa. Research lets us find something. It would be, it's literally gonna show us Sprigatito into and Pheromosa. So we get to choose what we prefer. We hit this for 180. It's gonna back out. If it hard retreats though, we're able to go Meowscarada for sure. Okay, let's go. Let's go May. Grab a Pheromosa. You can technically also grab a Sprigatito, but I think our game plan right now is to whittle this down, especially since we're down a Cyrus. I guess Entei getting hit there was pointless. Could have gone for either Charmander or Torkoal to put it in range of Meowscarada later. But again, I still feel like our win condition. Yeah, I should have just done it. It's fine, it's fine. Because there's only 1 point for them. Yeah, I feel okay. It's not perfect, but it's okay. We're gonna get rid of the Entei. Breaking Edge doesn't help. Let's see. I could have definitely played it better, like in hindsight, like now, like seeing the whole situation. This hits us for 90. So the Leaf Cape doesn't do enough. So we're gonna go Leaf Cape in the back. Because the plan's gonna be, we take the first 90, hit it for 60, and then we're gonna be able to double tap it with Pheromosa. They get to use Sabrina, right? Let's get our knockout here. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not as straightforward as other solo battles where you just have like Hydreigon goes. Like, granted, you could play Hydreigon. I'm not saying you can't or don't. How many patches have they done? 0. They haven't used Sabrina yet. Yeah, no, let's stick to the game plan. Geo doesn't matter here. Just get rid of it. So like next turn maybe we could copy for multiple cards. Here. And then this Torkoal is a 2-tap away. They're not playing heals, the only cape is already on the Charizard. So they get the knockout, weak thing, put him down to 10. Most he could do is put us down to 10 ourselves. Or run away, and you can't run from Pheromosa. So again, these wins are not going to be pretty unless they brick. If they're playing the game as like their deck is intended to, we will have a bad time until we don't. Also, a misplay here would be to put this down. Do not put it down. Because they have potential Sabrina play, and they'll steal the win, especially with how many cards they've already gone through. Like, in reality, we could like even copycat. What we're looking for doesn't really matter. Again, we already have the guaranteed win. What we're trying to do is not like put it like let them beat us, I guess. Like we at this point we'd have to give it away, is what I'm trying to say. Again, doesn't matter. The game's over in the fact that they can't knock us out next turn, and the Torkoal can't run. It's gonna try to run. Or not. It was just throwing cards at the board. Okay, no, it tried to run. It tried to run. Interesting that they used their energy in a way where Entei couldn't even swing, but... And just like that. Well, just like that, as if it didn't just play like the... like some crazy hoops to get there, but yeah, it's not straightforward. So I am expecting a few comments being like, oh, this deck didn't work. I tried it 10 times. Like, just... I guess at this point, it's too late for this part of the video, I guess. But... I just hope the few of you, or the many of you, however many of you get to this part of the video, understand that these lists aren't just like, oh, putting on a battle is going to win. Like, this Mega Charizard does counter you because you are a grass deck. Your health only goes so high. If they set up Mega Charizard, most of the time you are cooked. If they're going if they go first, if you're going second, they have many plays in which their Torkoal or their Entei's already swinging for 80 to 90 on your turn 2, and you're like, what am I supposed to do? Like, there's a lot of hands that are like that I can't fix no matter what grass Pokemon you're playing. And this is a video to how to beat it with grass. So will it take a few retries? Maybe. If you're lucky, or if not even lucky, if you just have a normal hand to their normal hand, you should be fine. That's what this list is meant to do. You do need to do a few plays here and there. Hopefully the gameplay showed those plays more or less. And just thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing. We are so close to 2K at this point. So I appreciate every single one of y'all. And above all else, stay pro.
Just so you guys know, there's like a wall where Dina says, okay, these are the people that are funding us. And like, I guarantee you, man, is up there.